Hello, this is so unusual for me, and I'm so excited to be interviewing you, Michael, about your new book. Yay!
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so
I
excited.
know, I know. A lot of people don't know my parents named me Lilith, so people will give me like a raised eyebrow, and then I'm like, no, that's what my parents named me. I probably would have chosen anyway, though. I can't imagine anything else.
Right? It's
I
the
would
perfect
want.
name.
It is. It is.
Perfect archetype.
It is. It really is, especially like for these days and these times. And
Oh, absolutely.
that's where I wanted to start, because you talk about how Lilith is so right for our times right now. And I think you're completely right on about that. But I guess for people who have their head in the toilet or a bag or something, can you explain why you think Lilith is ready for and what the world really needs right now?
So there's a number of stories that have been written about Lilith. Of course, the most common one that people are very much aware of is that she was considered Adam's first wife prior to Eve in the Garden of Eden. And she saw herself as an equal. She was made of the earth just like Adam. But Adam thought that she was not as equal to him because he was made from pure sand and she was made from sediment and filthy and all this gross crap. But she wanted nothing to do with that. And of course, exited Eden voluntarily, flew to the shores on the Red Sea and just started having lots of sex with lots of other people and going back into the fertility aspect of goddess worship that is more in line with more of her original mythology from once upon a time ago. But over time, she's become, within the last century, she's been seen as this poster girl for feminism, for equality, for rebellion against anything that is adversary to just being a human. And so right now, when we look at the political situation that we have going on, and just all around the world, the inequality and the constant acts of racism and terrorism and countless attacks on the LGBT community, Lilith is really, really needed right now for really helping build us up and to wake our eyes. And I think it's definitely happening. People are becoming a little bit more interested in spirituality and new age things. We're constantly seeing these articles with statistics about witchcraft being the highest growing spiritual path and religion within the US and in the world, as well as how millennials are leaving religion and going into more spiritual things. So I think what Lilith is doing is offering an outlet. She's coming. It's the rise of the dark goddess is what I call right now. After years of her kind of just sitting in the back and in the spotlight, it's a time where people are starting to waken up to her.
No, I think you're really right about that. And I think one of the beautiful things about her is that, yes, she does have all this appeal for millennials and all these new witches and things like that. But she also has this like strong, like you said, there's a biblical connection. There's definitely a Jewish connection and all of that. And I think that even back, in the 70s and 80s, a lot of Jewish feminists decided to embrace her, which I think is interesting.
Yeah. And there's the feminist Jewish magazine named Lilith, named after her, which is great.
Yeah. When I was going to NYU, they had their headquarters right down the street from where my film classes were. So I would be greeted with this giant Lilith banner as I walked by with like rainbows and stuff. And I was like, this is great. It's like I'm home. Yay.
Yeah.
It was so beautiful. Yeah. Which is so funny because I always get like Jewish women totally embrace her, but Jewish men, if I tell them my name is Lilith, they like move over a few seats. They like,
they're terrified. Terrified.
Yeah, I met a girl once whose name was Lilith, and she said she told the cab driver her name was Lilith, and he made her get out of the car. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's really interesting too to note that, just the fear of her, that people have. And if we really look at it and what it means, it's just that Lilith was unable to be controlled. Lilith is uncontrollable. And, during the rise of patriarchal times and in that religious upbringing at that time, it was, they wanted to find ways to own and tame women, and Lilith cannot be tamed. She will not be tamed. And so that's really fearful to men in power.
No, it's true. It's true. I think that a lot of people would do well to sort of embrace that. And that's why I was so happy to see your book